Listen to me now. There's a big mistake that many people are making in this world today. They are so soft, so willing to please, that they forget about one of the most important things in life: respect for yourself. Let me tell you something. You're valuable, your time is valuable, and your peace is invaluable. Stop letting people walk all over you just because you want to keep the peace or avoid conflict. Life doesn't work like that. If you keep giving away your energy, your kindness, and your time to everyone who asks, what will you have left for yourself? You can't pour from an empty cup. Boundaries are not a sign of weakness, they're a sign of strength. There's power in being able to say no when you need to. There's wisdom in knowing when to walk away even if it's uncomfortable. You don't owe anyone your energy, your peace, or your love if they're not going to appreciate it. The fear of rejection has been holding you back. Too many of us are afraid that if we say no, we won't be liked. If we stand our ground, people will turn away from us. But let me tell you, the real rejection is in giving too much and getting nothing back. The real rejection is in not knowing your worth. You've got to stop being so soft to everyone. You've got to get tougher, more resilient. Being strong isn't about being rude. It's about being clear on who you are and what you stand for. If you want respect, you have to demand it. People will treat you the way you let them. If you're always trying to please everyone, you're not living for yourself. You're living for everyone else. Tough love is necessary sometimes. When you love yourself enough, you'll start showing love in a way that builds you up, not tears you down. People will test you. They'll try to take advantage. But that's when you have to stand tall and say, I'm not soft. I know my worth. It's time to stop being afraid of rejection. The more you stand up for yourself, the more respect you'll get. The world is full of people who are soft, people who are afraid to push back, afraid to take a stand. But you're not one of them. You were born to be a warrior, not a doormat. So no more being soft. Be strong enough to walk away from people who drain you. Be strong enough to say no when it's necessary. Be strong enough to protect your peace. Toughen up, not just for the world around you, but for the strength you need to survive and thrive. Your life isn't about being liked. It's about being respected. And when you show up for yourself with power and confidence, the world will have no choice but to respect you. Now get up, stand tall, and stop being so soft to everyone. You've got work to do, and it's time to claim your power. You need to recognize your worth and stop allowing anyone to diminish it. Too often, people lose sight of their value because they're constantly seeking approval from others. They're so focused on what others think that they forget to acknowledge the incredible qualities that make them who they are. The truth is, when you don't recognize your own value, others won't either. They will treat you based on how you treat yourself. If you don't stand firm in who you are and what you bring to the table, people will walk all over you. Understand this, you have something unique to offer, your experiences, your perspective, your talents. No one else can replicate that. When you embrace your worth, you stop tolerating disrespect. You stop settling for less than what you deserve, and you start demanding the treatment that reflects your value. Your worth is non-negotiable, and it's time to make sure the world knows that. So stop downplaying your greatness. You don't have to prove yourself to anyone. Your value is already inherent. Let your confidence shine through, and let that be the foundation for everything you do. When you understand who you are, you stop letting others determine your worth. You take ownership of it and show up in the world unapologetically. Setting boundaries is one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself. It's about knowing where you end and others begin, and having the strength to protect your space, energy, and time. Boundaries aren't meant to push people away. They're meant to preserve your peace and your well-being. When you set clear boundaries, you're telling others that you value yourself and your needs. Without boundaries, people will take advantage of your kindness, your patience, and your generosity. They'll expect you to be available whenever they need you, and they'll impose their demands on you without considering what you have going on in your own life. And if you keep saying yes to everything, eventually you'll burn out. Your time, energy, and attention are limited, and you must decide how to allocate them wisely. Boundaries also teach people how to treat you. When you let people cross the line, it's not their fault. They don't know where the line is. But when you set a clear boundary and stand firm, people will learn to respect your limits. It's not about being harsh or unkind. It's about protecting what's most important: your mental health, your goals, and your time. Don't feel guilty for saying no. It's not about being selfish. It's about being wise. Saying no to what doesn't serve you gives you the space and energy to say yes to what truly matters. You'll be amazed at how much stronger and more centered you feel when you start prioritizing your own well-being. Boundaries aren't just for your protection. They're a declaration of self-respect. And if you don't set them, no one else will. Fear of rejection is one of the most paralyzing emotions people face, and it's something that keeps many stuck in situations that drain them or hold them back. We're conditioned to seek approval from others, to make sure everyone likes us, and to avoid being disliked at all costs. But the truth is, you cannot live your life trying to please everyone. The moment you stop fearing rejection is the moment you step into your power. Rejection is inevitable. Not everyone will like you, agree with you, or understand you. And that's perfectly okay. When you constantly worry about being accepted or trying to fit in, you'll sacrifice your own needs, your authenticity, and your growth. Instead of worrying about what others think, focus on staying true to who you are and what you stand for. Because guess what? The right people will gravitate toward you, and those who don't resonate with your vision or values will eventually fade out. Rejection is also a form of redirection. It may sting in the moment, but it's a sign that you're on the right path. When you're rejected, it means you're not compromising yourself for the comfort of others. You're choosing to be authentic and aligned with your own purpose, even if it means facing some uncomfortable moments. Stop worrying about being liked by everyone. There's power in being unapologetically yourself, and there's strength in knowing that the people who truly matter will respect you for who you are, not who you pretend to be. Let rejection be a tool for growth, a stepping stone toward your true potential. Instead of letting it hold you back, let it propel you forward. The fear of rejection holds no power over someone who knows their worth. Saying no is one of the most empowering acts you can practice, and it's crucial to your personal growth and success. Many people mistakenly believe that saying yes to everything is a way to be helpful or liked, but in reality, it's a fast track to burnout and frustration. When you say yes to everything, you spread yourself too thin, leaving little room for your own goals, priorities, and well-being. The power of no lies in its ability to protect your time, your energy, and your focus. Every time you say yes to something, you are committing your time and energy, and you must evaluate whether it aligns with your priorities. If it doesn't, then saying no is an act of self-preservation. It's not selfish to protect your time. It's necessary for you to keep moving toward your goals. There's a misconception that saying no makes you unkind or unhelpful, but in reality, saying no can actually be one of the most loving things you can do, both for yourself and for others. By saying no to things that don't serve you, you are making room for things that truly matter. And when you say no to someone else's demands, you're showing them that you have limits. You're teaching them to respect your boundaries. Moreover, saying no allows you to say yes to yourself. It's a commitment to your own growth, to your dreams, and to your happiness. Every time you honor your own needs over others' expectations, you build self-respect and confidence. It strengthens your resolve and aligns your actions with your values. Saying no may feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're used to pleasing others, but it becomes easier with time. When you start prioritizing yourself and your goals, you'll realize that each no brings you closer to your vision, your purpose, and the life you truly desire. Your energy is one of the most valuable resources you have, and it's crucial to guard it fiercely. In today's world, it's easy to get caught up in the demands of others, whether it's work, family, or friends, and end up drained, stressed, and overwhelmed. But here's the truth. You cannot afford to let people drain your energy without consideration. Every time you give away your energy to people or situations that don't serve you, you take away from your own growth, well-being, and peace. Protecting your energy is about being mindful of where and how you invest your time, emotions, and focus. You can't keep pouring from an empty cup. If you're constantly giving to others without replenishing yourself, you'll eventually burn out. That's why it's so important to be intentional about where you direct your energy. This doesn't mean you have to be cold or unkind, but it does mean you need to be selective about who and what you allow into your life. There are people and situations that will drain you emotionally and mentally, and you need to recognize them. Whether it's toxic relationships, negative environments, or anything that brings you down instead of lifting you up, you have the power to remove those things from your life. You can't afford to let people who don't respect you, don't value your time, or don't understand your goals drain your energy. You must be protective of the energy you allow to enter your space. When you're around people who uplift you, inspire you, and make you feel positive, your energy expands. But when you're around negativity, gossip, or people who take from you without giving anything back, you're left feeling empty. Recognizing this difference and protecting yourself from energy-draining situations is one of the most important steps you can take toward maintaining your peace and moving closer to your goals. Think of your energy like currency. Spend it wisely. Invest in activities, people, and projects that align with your vision. And don't waste it on things that don't bring value into your life. When you guard your energy, you create the space to thrive, to grow, and to live with purpose. Protect your energy, and you protect your future. Standing up for yourself is not just about defending your position or proving a point. It's about showing that you respect yourself enough to demand the respect of others. So many people shrink back or stay silent when faced with mistreatment or injustice because they fear conflict. But that fear only keeps them stuck in situations where they feel disrespected or unheard. The truth is, if you don't stand up for yourself, no one else will. Standing up for yourself is a declaration of self-worth. It's saying, I am worthy of respect, of being heard, of being treated with dignity. It's easy to fall into the trap of being overly passive or people-pleasing, trying to avoid confrontation or discomfort, but in doing so, you are allowing others to walk all over you. When you let people disregard your needs or cross your boundaries without saying anything, you teach them that it's acceptable to treat you that way. You have to believe in your own value enough to protect it. No one has the right to make you feel less than, to undermine your confidence, or to take advantage of your kindness. You must be firm in asserting what you need and want, and not back down when someone tries to cross that line. Standing up for yourself is about communicating your needs clearly and confidently, without fear of what others might think. And here's the thing, standing up for yourself isn't about being aggressive or combative. It's about being assertive, expressing yourself calmly, clearly, and respectfully. You don't need to raise your voice or fight with people to make your point. You can stand your ground with grace and dignity, and you should. By doing this, you're teaching others how to interact with you and how to treat you. The more you practice standing up for yourself, the stronger you'll become. Each time you speak up for what you deserve, you build your confidence and reinforce your self-worth. It's a muscle that grows stronger with use, and soon enough, it will become second nature. When you start standing up for yourself, you'll notice that people begin to respect you more. And more importantly, you'll respect yourself even more. Stop being so quick to apologize for simply existing or for taking up space in the world. Many people have been conditioned to apologize even when they've done nothing wrong, when they're simply asserting their needs, setting boundaries, or standing up for themselves. Constantly apologizing can be a sign of insecurity, and it sends the message that you're unsure of your place in the world. But here's the thing. You don't owe anyone an apology for being who you are or for living your life on your terms. Apologizing for every little thing weakens your power and undermines your confidence. You don't need to apologize for needing time to yourself, for saying no, or for pursuing your dreams. When you find yourself in a situation where you haven't wronged anyone but feel compelled to apologize, ask yourself why. It's often a reflex built from years of trying to please others or from fear of conflict. But the reality is, you have the right to take up space and express your truth without feeling guilty about it. By constantly apologizing for things that don't require an apology, you teach people that it's okay to disregard your feelings, your time, or your boundaries. Apologizing too often for things that aren't your fault can also make others think that you lack conviction in your decisions. People will only treat you as you allow them to. So when you apologize for being yourself, you're signaling that your needs and desires are secondary to the comfort of others. Instead of apologizing for taking care of yourself or asserting your needs, be confident in your choices. When you set boundaries, don't apologize for them. When you say no, don't apologize for your decision. You are not responsible for other people's feelings of disappointment or frustration when you stand your ground. Your responsibility is to protect your own peace, your time, and your well-being. Take pride in your decisions and actions. When you stop apologizing for things that don't require an apology, you reclaim your power and start commanding respect. Remember, you don't owe anyone an apology for living your life the way that feels right to you. Start embracing your right to exist unapologetically and watch how your confidence and your self-worth soar. Your time is one of your most precious assets, and it's something that once lost you can never get back. Too often, people allow others to waste their time, or they let themselves get caught up in distractions that take them away from their true purpose. When you waste your time, you're also wasting your potential. Every moment you spend doing something that doesn't serve your goals or align with your values is a moment you can never retrieve. That's why being intentional about how you spend your time is absolutely crucial. Time is not infinite. We're all given a limited amount, and how you choose to spend it determines the quality of your life. Every decision you make about how you spend your time matters, whether it's how much time you dedicate to your work, your relationships, or your personal growth. If you are constantly allowing others to dictate how you spend your time, you're letting them steal from your future. One of the most important things you can do is evaluate how you're spending your time. Are you spending it on things that will move you closer to your dreams, your goals, and your personal growth? Or are you wasting it on things that drain your energy, cause you stress, or hold you back? Time spent on things that don't align with your goals is time that you'll never get back, and you need to protect it at all costs. Being aware of how you're using your time is essential for taking control of your life. If you find yourself caught up in things that are not helping you grow or improve, then it's time to reassess your priorities. Say no to activities or people who distract you from your mission, and say yes to those that will help you evolve. Stop allowing other people's demands, obligations, and distractions to take over your schedule. You have to take control of your time. The more intentional you are with how you spend it, the more you'll find yourself living a life that reflects your values, your dreams, and your true potential. Don't let anyone or anything rob you of your most valuable asset, your time. Our standards are a reflection of how much you value yourself. When you set high standards, you're telling the world that you believe you deserve nothing less than your best. Unfortunately, too many people settle for less than they deserve because they don't believe they're worthy of more, or they fear that they'll never achieve their goals. But the truth is, if you don't set high standards for yourself, no one else will. When you lower your expectations, you're giving others permission to treat you poorly and accept mediocrity in every area of your life. You have to hold yourself to a higher standard in every aspect of your life, whether it's your career, relationships, or personal growth. By setting high standards, you push yourself to elevate your efforts, your mindset, and your environment. It's not about being perfectionistic. It's about refusing to settle for anything that doesn't align with your vision for your life. If you're constantly lowering your expectations just to make others comfortable, or to avoid facing challenges, you're selling yourself short. High standards create a level of discipline and commitment that forces you to take action toward your goals. When you expect the best from yourself, you'll consistently show up and give your best. When you expect greatness, you'll start making decisions that align with that expectation, whether it's in how you treat yourself, the people you associate with, or the goals you pursue. But when you lower your standards, you subconsciously make room for complacency and stagnation. Setting high standards also means not tolerating disrespect or mistreatment from others. It's about demanding respect and valuing your time, energy, and effort. When you set boundaries and refuse to accept anything less than what you deserve, you teach others how to treat you. People will rise to the standards you set for yourself, but only if you refuse to settle for anything less than excellence. Embrace the discomfort that comes with high standards. It's not always easy to hold yourself to a higher level of expectation, but it's in that discomfort where growth happens. By refusing to compromise your standards, you position yourself for the success, happiness, and fulfillment you deserve. Your standards are the foundation of the life you'll build. Set them high, live up to them, and watch as your life transforms in ways you never imagined. Taking full responsibility for your life is one of the most empowering actions you can take. It means recognizing that you are the only one in charge of your outcomes, your happiness, and your success. When you accept responsibility for everything that happens in your life, whether good or bad, you stop blaming circumstances, other people, or external factors for your situation. Instead, you realize that the power to change your life is in your hand. When you take responsibility, you stop seeing yourself as a victim of life's circumstances. You stop making excuses and start taking ownership of the choices you've made and the actions you need to take to move forward. Yes, life can throw challenges your way, but how you respond to them is what ultimately shapes your future. People who take responsibility for their lives don't waste time on blame or regret. Instead, they focus on what they can do in the present to create the life they want. Taking responsibility also means understanding that you are in control of your thoughts, your reactions, and your mindset. You can choose how you respond to challenges, setbacks, and obstacles. It's easy to fall into a victim mentality where you blame others or circumstances for your struggles. But when you take full responsibility, you realize that you always have a choice in how you respond, even when life doesn't go as planned. You may not be able to control everything that happens to you, but you can always control how you choose to react. Another key element of taking responsibility is owning up to your mistakes and failures. It's not about being perfect. It's about being honest with yourself and taking accountability when things don't go as expected. Embracing failure as part of the process and learning from it is critical to growth and improvement. Every mistake is an opportunity to learn, adjust, and try again. People who take responsibility don't shy away from their mistakes. They embrace them, learn from them, and use them as stepping stones to future success. When you take responsibility for your life, you stop relying on others to create your happiness or define your worth. You realize that you are the architect of your life, and the choices you make today will determine the life you live tomorrow. Taking responsibility empowers you to stop waiting for permission from others, to stop waiting for the right time, and to stop waiting for the perfect circumstances. You begin to take action now, regardless of the obstacles or setbacks you face. Ultimately, taking responsibility is about living intentionally. It's about showing up every day as the person you want to become and taking the necessary steps to make that vision a reality. When you own your life, you also own your future. You gain the freedom to shape your destiny, and that is one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself. As you step into your full power and stop being so soft, remember this. You are worthy of respect, your time is invaluable, and your standards should be high. The world will treat you as you allow it, so it's time to set firm boundaries, take full responsibility for your life, and demand the best from yourself and others. Life will challenge you, but it's not about avoiding the struggle. It's about how you rise to meet it. It's about being unapologetic in your pursuit of greatness, even when it makes others uncomfortable. Stop settling for less than you deserve. Stop allowing others to waste your time or lower your standards. Stand firm in who you are. Own your worth and never apologize for taking up space. When you live this way, you empower not only yourself, but those around you to do the same. Your life is in your hands, and the only way to ensure you live it fully is to stop being soft and start being the strongest, most unapologetic version of yourself. Keep rising, keep demanding more, and keep believing that you deserve the best, because at the end of the day, you do.